Hey, you guys, I am your chosen abnormal 144, and I am here to address my tribe and or the non, or basically anyone who's out there willing to listen. Um, it is a rainy day, kind of gloomy here in Arizona. I'm at the park sitting here in my car, the same park that I was at when I foreshadowed the fact that I was arrested on the 18th for DUI, not for drinking and driving, but this DUI had to deal with me being extremely high on methamphetamine and very tired from the lack of sleep, maybe 4 days in a row, if I'm not mistaken. It has been a really hard time in regard to my relapsing. And, it's nerve wracking. I want some form of sobriety and I would love to put myself in an inpatient treatment program. But at the same time, I have my life that I have to maintain. I have bills that I have to, pay and things of that particular nature. And I have no one that really has my back like that. I have friends, but I have a handful of friends, and those handful of friends don't even know the extent of my functioning addiction. And anyway, you guys, the last piece of content that I uploaded, I was going through it in regard to that situation that occurred and happened. And a lot of it I don't even remember due to the fact that I was extremely tired and extremely high on methamphetamine. And the fact that I'm bipolar and ADHD and already experienced mania from those two ailments, drugs do not help in regard to it just doesn't help. If anything, drugs intensifies my mania, which has me making rational decisions versus more positive decisions for myself that will help me to not get myself in trouble. Speaking of rational decisions, I want to go into the story of me picking up a Scallywag, and it could have turned out to be a pretty bad situation for myself had the universe not had intervened and had my back. I don't even know what day this was. I just know that I was high. I'm driving. I'm looking for, a scallywag. I'm looking for dick. I'm looking for sex, and I ended up seeing a scallywag. And the scallywag, had anything happened to me that particular evening, or morning, it would have been my fault because I am the individual whom put myself in a situation that had nothing to do with me. This particular scallywag was with some other individuals and they were fixing on a car. I pulled up and there was a spot right next to the truck that they were fixing on. And then there was another car and another vehicle. The car next to where I parked was empty. And then there was someone else in the other vehicle. Anyway, I'm trying to lock eyes with the scallywag to let them know, hey, I got some drugs. And, if you want a little, that can happen as well. And I'm doing this too to let them know, like, hey, this is the deal. I will get you high all you want as long as I can slide me knob all I want. And anyway, I finally lock eyes with the scallywag and I do those gestures along with, smoke the pipe in front of them to let them know, like, hey, I got the shit. So they went off on the side of the building so that whomever they were with didn't see them. So all of a sudden the scallywag is grabbing on their dick and all this shit. It looked meaty, it looked juicy. And of course I wanted some of it. So I ended up leaving that particular parking spot and I went around the corner, picked up the scallywag. And from there we looked for various places to park. It was daylight outside. So a lot of people were active, so there really wasn't nowhere to go without, being seen. Sorry, you guys, I had something in my mouth. Piece of popcorn. popcorn kernel. But anyway, we ended up going to a park for a while and we smoked. And from there, the Scallywag, showed me their dick and all type of shit. And, it was nice and, it was juicy and I just wanted it. But it was just kind of risque at the park, so I didn't want to be there. So after we smoked and I touched it and did all that type of shit, we left that area and went elsewhere. And we're riding around, we're smoking and blah, blah, blah. And so long story short, I ended up at this particular car wash here in Arizona. I won't name the car wash. I won't say what street it's on or nothing like that because I'm not trying to glorify this particular car wash. But it's a car wash where a lot of individuals go to wash their car, plus hang out, smoke, kick it. And I'm not talking smoking weed. I'm talking smoking, drugs and some of everything else, prostitute. They do a lot of stuff at this car wash. But let it be told to me, because it's private property, nothing can really happen in regard to like the police coming there to raid and stuff like that, which I feel is bullshit. I feel like something should be able to happen considering. But anyway, yeah, if something should be able to happen considering. But anyway, myself and the Scallywag, we find a empty spot that has no car there. So we are pretending like we're going to, wash my car or whatever. But at the same time, we're smoking drugs. And, I'm getting ready to pretty much do what I was going to do with the Scallywag. And all of a sudden, the Scallywag was like, they need to get out the car and do something. But they had my pipe and they had my torch in their hands. And they were like, they'll be right back. I'm not falling for that. Why don't you give me my pipe and why don't you give me my torch and then you can go and do what you need to go do. So that's when the Scallywag got irate and was just like, oh, you're a faggot, blah, 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 you faggot ass motherfucker, and just got this, tripping out on me. And I'm sitting here looking at them like, okay, I wasn't a faggot when I was working you. You knew what was going down. You knew because I gave you the gestures in regard to the whole. And you seen the pipe, you knew that the pipe equaled oral sex, equaled drugs, whatever else the case may be. So it's just like my thing is, you're not dumb to this. Anyway, well, maybe they were dumb to it. I don't know, but no, you couldn't have been because I gave the gestures. I did all of that stuff indicating, hey, a blowjob for some drugs. Anyway, they continued to snap out on me and said that they were threaten me and said that they should bust my head wide open and all this sort of type of shit. And I didn't put it past them. Maybe they would bust my head wide open. But my thing is, what made you snap out? Was it the fact that you realized that you were with a guy type scenario and you were fighting your own sexuality and you want to snap out on me? Or was it the fact that you did this as a way of getting my drugs and my torch? Was this all an act? I don't know. I just know that I wasn't going to not take this person serious. So I ended up starting my car, and I know that they asked me for some cigarettes prior, to buy them cigarettes prior, but I refused to do that. Shit, you're already getting motherfucking methamphetamine off of me. So you want cigarettes and and sex? Damn, it's just like, you can't get every motherfucking thing. So I think the Scallywag got got upset about that. The fact that I didn't buy him the cigarettes, the fact that, I don't know. I just know that it could have turned worse. He could have jumped in the car. He could have done anything. He could have snatched, the key. He could have just done anything to me at that particular point at that car wash. And thank God that did not happen. Thank God the universe was in between that situation. And thank God that God literally had my back during that time, because Like I said, anything could have happened. That Scallywag could have had a knife. If I were down there and giving him oral sex, he could have slit my throat. He could have stolen my car. My car was stolen back in Vegas years ago for fucking around with Scallywags. And I still have not learned my lesson. And after all of that, you guys, after all of that, I got out of that situation. I guess, shit, if you want the pipe, if you want the motherfucking torch, take it. I don't give a fuck. 10:10, that's what time it was when I looked up to see where I was at. Anyway, take it. I don't care. As long as I have my life and my vehicle and stuff like that, that's all that matters to me. Anyway, I ended up leaving that particular spot. And you would think I would have taken my ass home, considering I was in a near life or death situation. I continued scallywag hunting, and I ended up going to 2 other parks. One park, I sat there for a while, and I decided to go elsewhere. No, I picked up a scallywag from that park. But one of the parks, I'm trying to think, did I pick up the scallywag that... I just know that I was on a hunt. I was on a hunt. I was the motherfucking predator, and I was damn sure looking for prey. And I was not going to stop until I found something, aside from the police pulling my ass over at 4 o'clock in the motherfucking morning. But anyway, you guys, that's what I want to just... I'm trying to figure out, like, what is my moral to this story, considering the fact that ADHD mania and bipolar mania and drugs do not go together at all. They say that marijuana and ADHD mania and bipolar mania do not go, but I mean, I'm sorry, I'm going to smoke my marijuana, and marijuana is not my issue. Unfortunately, methamphetamine is. I'm just trying to think of how long I was at this one particular park. I won't name the park and I won't name the street because some of you guys may be familiar with it here in Arizona. But it's well known for drug trafficking, sexual activity, and things of that particular nature. Is well known for that. And I picked up plenty of scallywags from there before. But anyway, it was after I left that park, it's when I was, pretty much just tired as fuck trying to make it home and driving on the wrong side of the road. Glasses was off. I still do not know how my glasses came off. But anyway, you guys, I will get into that particular aspect. I would get into that particular story some other time. I am going to 1244. I looked up, it was 1244, you guys. Anyway, I am going to remain optimistic. Hopefully everything goes well when I go to court on the 29th of this particular month. My wounds are healing, thank God. I decided not to put any makeup on it and just allow the universe and God and those particular elements to just heal me naturally. And I will be thanking the Lord on my other playlist that's dedicated to him for basically saving my ass. Excuse my French, I don't mean to curse and say the Lord's name at the same time, but basically saving me that particular evening regarding the scallywag and me driving on the wrong side of the road and being high on methamphetamine and being tired and things of that particular nature. All right, you guys, the car just pulled up next to me, so that means privacy, whatever. My windows and stuff is rolled up, but I do need to go wash my laundry and get that over and done with before I go to work. And there's a couple of other things I want to get accomplished. But thank you guys once again for hanging in there with me and being there for me and my cause. I do apologize in regard to my relapse, but it's one of those things that comes with the territory in regard to addiction, unfortunately. All right, you guys, namaste, much love, and see y'all later.